All right, guys, so it's the Signal King here, breaking down something that I never do, or I've actually never done, but this is a topic that's actually very requested right now. Everyone is talking about Bitcoin and what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Is it going to go to 100,000? Is it going to go to 20,000? So make sure you stick to the end and you will find out what Bitcoin's going to do and how to predict what Bitcoin would do in the future. Now, I'm not like everyone else that's like, oh, predicted where Bitcoin was gonna go and not have the receipts. I have the receipts of my analysis of Bitcoin since last year. So let's get right into it and let's go over the receipts. Check this out, guys. So I'm actually doing a lot for you right here. What I'm showing right here is a secret page of my secret sauce that if you're a student of mine from the previous boot camps, you got access to this. Now, if you notice, this was Bitcoin when Bitcoin was all the way down here. So analyze this picture real quick right here. And what do you see in current price for Bitcoin? So I told everyone, identify a void on a higher time frame where a lot of volume came from, that the previous contract candle before the big push hasn't been touched. And then what does it say? Price will majority of time fill the void and use that previous contract candle that created the push as supplier demand. So on Bitcoin at this current point in time, even though we can't really see it, but this was at the highs of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, you could see that price created this big distribution to the downside. This previous contract candle that created the push is the true area of supply in the market. So 100% I anticipated and I told everyone that this is a high probability supply that price is definitely going to make its way up to. Now, the same thing down here. Where do you think price started pushing up off of? The demand, the previous contract candle that created the push to the upside. And then notice how all these areas here, so this is still a demand, even though it didn't create the push. This demand here was just used as an area to get a reaction to find supply to continue to move to the downside. So those areas of demand that did not create the push, so this one here, they're just used as a reaction to get a pullback and then continue to move off of to the true area that created the push. So this is an area where the market could reverse off of, and this is the same exact thing as this. So here is where you would look for price to sell off of. Now, check it out. This was over a year ago pretty much, and like I said, at this current point in time, in my notes, I put very likely price is going to fill the void and use this area of supply. So very likely price is going to fill the void, come up here and use that area of supply. And then I put higher probability supply. So price will use it, get a reaction. So think about this area of supply as this area of demand will get a small reaction, and then we'll break past it to go to the true area of supply that created the push to the downside. And then now, this was my analysis last year, and then I'm teaching you how the market actually moves. And then now if we go to current price in Bitcoin, check this out. What do we have here, guys? Check this out. The areas that I told you that the market would reverse off of, look at it right here. So the market reversed off the weekly, and then now once you break past an area of supply, you delete it. So I just had this marked here for educational purposes to show you guys that these were the same zones that I had marked. So check this zone out here, and then you look at it here. Same zone, supply, the demand we're coming off of. And then once we go back into here, the demand we're coming off of, supply. So once we break past the zone, we delete it. Now I'm gonna delete the line of a market as a zone so we can actually see what's going on. So in reality, you have a weekly supply here. So let's break this down, right? Let's break this down and what can we expect for price now? So remember, guys, the previous contract candle that creates the push always gets used. The previous contract candle that creates a push always gets used and price pulls back to fill the void. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, we are definitely going to get a bearish pullback or a bearish move very soon. Now we're going to delete this weekly supply that we came off of because price already used it. And what would be now the new week demand, guys? The new weekly demand now would be this previous contract candle that created the push to the upside. So this is the true demand that created the push to the upside. So this is the weekly. And we also have another one right here. So check it out what I'm going to mark right now, guys. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what I'm marking right now. If you're a previous student, you know exactly what I'm marking. But what I'm marking is pretty much going to be the next targets for price as far as the weekly time frame goes. So check it out. I'm going to explain exactly and show you with proof what I mean, right? So when price starts pushing down now, these are going to be the first targets for price. This one, then this one here. And then eventually once we break past this area, this will be the next target for price. We break past this one, this will be the next one. So these areas of demand that are in the way are like this one right here and this one here, that they did not create the push, but price will react off of them. So what will price do? When price starts pushing down, you'll see something like this. The same thing with the ones from the left. Price will react off of it, break past it, go to the next one, react off of it, break past it, go to the next one. If we break past it, then we go to the next one. So These are the next targets for price. Now I'm gonna delete the supply, even though it seems like price still hasn't broke past, like we still haven't closed out of it with candle body, but we're gonna refine the zone now, right? So check it out. I'm gonna mark this box, right? But notice what's going on in current price action off this box. So this area of supply is a high probability area to look for sells from. Why? Because it created the distribution to the downside. It is the same thing as this weekly demand that I had marked down here that created the push to the upside. So this area right here is the same exact thing as this area here. It's an area to look for price to reverse off of. Now you can see that price just went a little bit deeper into the zone and then the distribution came, but also notice the left head, right shoulder. So price always moves like this. Notice it right here again, left head, distribution, the right shoulder would be here. So this right here, we delete it, like I said, and then now we go to the daily to point out exactly what I was going to point out. So what do you guys see here on the daily? So yes, we are coming off the weekly supply. Now off of the weekly supply, pretty much price is creating a daily supply, which is this one right here. Now I'm going to delete the weekly one. I just wanted to point out that price was pretty much off the weekly supply. Price is creating a new area of supply right here, which is the daily. And then what do you see in the daily? You see that left head, right shoulder that I just mentioned literally a minute ago. Look at it right here. Left head, distribution, pull back into the right shoulder. Now it's pretty much accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's the actual definition of the left head, right shoulder. And then now obviously the first target for price as far as daily goes would be this one here. So check it out, guys. I'm giving you like the actual sauce of what to expect for Bitcoin. Then obviously it would be this one down here. We have it in confluence with this one, but we could actually mark this one down here. So check it out. I'm giving you the actual targets for price once we start pushing down. So this is a daily supply, a daily right here. And then once we break past this zone here, you guys know that price will fill the void, come all the way to the downside. Now check it out. I'll tell you exactly what we could expect now. I'm not gonna keep going down to the lower time frames like the M15 and the M5 because I'm giving you market direction. So we're gonna get it off the weekly, daily, H4, maybe even the H1. Now we go to the H4 and let's see what we have on the H4 around our current price point. So if we just look at this right here, look at it right here. This is sauce, guys. This is sauce. Now on the H4, I'm telling you, you have to do a top-down analysis because every time frame you can get something else. Now notice the H4, this would be our first target here on the H4. Notice how you don't have a target on the other time frame. So this is the importance of the top-down analysis, guys. Now we got the H4 right here. We got the cameraman laying on the floor, guys. We got to get him a couch. Type couch in the chat if we should get the cameraman a couch so he could be laying down while we record this, or put floor if you think he should just keep sleeping on the floor while we record. So we have this area here. So it's pretty much an H4. It's not a strong zone because it didn't break too much, but it's pretty much H4 created off of the daily. You also have left head, right shoulder. Now we have an H4 up here, which I'm going to keep marked because it could be a possible area for price to pull back into and sell from. This is definitely what I could expect for price. So 100%, if we look at the daily, the H4, the weekly, you can see that now price, we did have this big distribution to the upside. Price definitely has to fill the void to come back down. So when price starts to come back down, guys, this is what we could expect. When price starts to come back down, let's just say, for example, so price has to find supply before we go back down. What would be an area of supply for price to come off of? If price does this and pulls back into this area of supply, right, and respects it, and we get bearish volume, that means that you have to sell targeting this H4 demand. And then once price reaches this demand, if we break past it, now you have to target the next demand, which would be this one here. And then when price reaches this area, if we break past it, you target the next one. But if when price reaches a zone, we don't break past it and we start pushing up, then that's when you target supply. So if price respects an area of demand and starts pushing up, you look for supply. But if price starts going to an area of demand and breaks past it, then you still look for the next demand. So when price respects one of these areas of demand that starts pushing up, you look for supply. So if price were to come back down here and respect it and start pushing up, you would target supply. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to break past this area, and then we definitely target this next zone here. So now that's scenario one, right? But we can't just get stuck on the sells. Everything is saying that we are going to sell off this area, But if price does not sell off this area and breaks past it, then you need for price, then obviously there's no supply to sell off of. You would need price to create an area of supply. You need a way for price to create an area of supply to then continue the sales. Now, I'll give you even where you could buy off of if price were to break, give a bullish move. So let's just say price gives a bullish move and we break past this area here. This daily and H4 demand would be a good area to look for buys off of. So check it out, guys. I just gave you the sauce of where to sell from and where to buy from if either one of them are presented. Now, that right there, what I just told you guys, is the true sauce of how the market moves, whether it's Bitcoin, Forex, whatever it is. I just gave you guys the correct sauce on how the market moves, and I just proved to you that this is how the market moves from a year back. I showed you exactly where the market was going to go and where the market came off of. Okay, so if you feel like there was value in this breakdown, or you feel like this was one of the best Bitcoin breakdowns that you've seen, let me know in the chat. Type in the chat your most honest opinion about this video, and then whatever you guys say, depending on that, will motivate me to do more breakdowns on different pairs. Now, if you want to be part of the Signal King Signal group, make sure you click the link in the description. You can follow me on Instagram, in the free Telegram, where I give daily heat. And if you want to be part of the Signal group, like I said, where we send fire trades with my daily analysis, click the link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.